motion and a second. An open session. Clerk will call the roll.
Feltes.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yep.
Conrad.
Yeah.
Holsted.
Yes.
Batch.
Yes.
The crowd is slim.
Shut that door to get the heat on.
You don't mind hearing you, you're just not hearing us, that's the main thing. We'll move to number 11, wages for Officer Eduardo Hernandez.
I'll make a motion that we, give Eduardo, per the chief of police, $1 an hour increase
I'll second that.
14?
to $14 an hour.
Motion by Mr. Feltes, seconded by Ms. Colstead.
And can I just make a clarification? That performance review came in two payrolls ago. Do you want it backdated to that or go forward from now?
Go forward from now.
Motion is to go forward, second says the same. Any other discussion? Hearing none, clerk will call the roll.
Gonzalez.
Yep.
Conrad.
Yeah.
Holsted.
Yes.
Batch.
Yes.
Feltes.
Yes.
Number 12, future agenda items.
I'd like to set some parameters on how much a special meeting costs. And Val, who wants us to have a special meeting, pays that cost. And the reason I say that is if we're gonna try to do things on 2 meetings a night, or 2 meetings a month, excuse me, and there's something that whoever, Golden Plump, Ashley, whoever needs a special meeting, and it's a long deal, that's gonna make it tough to run 2 meetings a month. And if we have to have a special meeting, I feel that whoever is requesting it should pay for it.
I don't disagree with you. I would just have to check to see if it's possible to charge somebody to have a meeting.
The town did, didn't they?
Do they?
Other municipalities do it, I've called around.
We have $140,000 surplus now. They really pay off. That's my turn at making a joke. But yeah, we do
Call the
charge.
city of La Crosse, they do it.
And then, I mean, that's something that we'll have to draft up and get it approved by the council. So we
Yeah.
have it on the books as a rule.
Right, yeah, we can't vote on it tonight. but
Right,
we-
and then we have to come up with what kind of a cost we need, because it could be different, if they need different department heads or
Facility.
facilities and stuff like that, of how much we would charge. I mean, if it's something that comes up and they just need to speak with the council, or do they need, all the staff and Raleigh and engineers and stuff like that, we're gonna incur those costs as well for their time, just something we have to think about as well. But it's a great idea, or attorney fees.
Well, I know there's been times like we've had to have a special meeting to approve a party permit for somebody because it got missed. I mean, how do you warn something like that?
But
You
you guys,
can't charge things to Holy Catholic Church because we forgot to.
Well,
No, that's different, if it's our fault.
if it's our fault, then it,
Well, I'm just saying, I mean, it'd be a purpose of a special meeting, just.
yeah. Mr. Fetch?
Comment, people know that we have 2 meetings a month, why can't they plan for it? I mean,
And maybe-
you might have an emergency type of situation, but, if they know that we have our regular meetings on the first and third Mondays, they can plan for it, and then wouldn't have to worry about these special.
I agree with you completely, but I know at the county level, we have scheduled meetings, and it's not often, but once in a while, there's something that comes up that you have to put something on before the next
Right, you gotta have.
group needs to see it. I mean,
Yeah.
it happens. And maybe it's something Bill and I can work on to come up with a cost and what it would be. It's not a bad idea.
And then, is it my turn, or I didn't mean to hog the.
Sure, go ahead.
We have to do something about our space needs and our handicap compliance. We have to figure out where we're going with this.
As far as City Hall.
Library, can the library be added on to, because it's in the floodplain, if you brought it up, so it doesn't get flooded, the new part, could we add on out the back? I don't know, but this has been 8 years, we're having the same discussion, and we are no closer than we were 8 years ago.
We've got absolutely not handicapped.
And it's gross, I don't mean terribly overused, I mean, that place is packed every day.
I agree. I mean, it's a good problem.
Well, yeah, I mean, but if we could add on, you know, to that building, I know that the guy wants to vacate the house behind there. If that's a possibility, we need to act when that happens.
And the school owns an empty lot behind that.
You have a nice parking area?
Comment on library, we've got a library person right here. My wife is also a library person, and they want to do something too, and they're just kind of chomping at the bit what to do as far as where to do it and how to do it. And that building down there now is on the National Historic Register, and we hate to take and demolish that. Maybe we can move it someplace, or like Fritz says, why can't we use that building and add to it and provide, get it out of the floodplain and keep it there, because that is centrally located, it's near the school, and it's really a great place to have it, but you gotta have the property. Now, Francis Sensala had that place next door, and he was years ago wondering what the library's gonna do, and he found out that they weren't gonna do anything immediately, so he fixed that place up. But I don't know if he would be willing to sell that now too, and then you get more space. But there are, you give this to the library planners and have them come up with an idea, what they wanna do, and there's plenty of great ideas out there. Look at Tremplow, look at,
But, yeah, I agree. I think there's a lot of good ideas, and it's something that we could bring up at,
we
you
just,
know, a future meeting and work with the
we
library
just
board
gotta do
of.
it. You just gotta
Can
do
you
it.
add on to that building legally, being on the historical?
I don't know.
What's that?
I would know.
Can we
Let's put
legally-
it on an agenda.
Can I just say,
Yeah,
in my
yeah, put it on
hometown-
the agenda and then we talk about it, instead of doing it now.
in my hometown where I grew up, they have a Carnegie Library, and they actually were sued because it wasn't handicapped accessible. I don't think it's quite as old, but, they were added on, they put a beautiful addition on. They had to temporarily relocate to another facility, town hall in the community for a year until they could get the library, but they did it, it looks beautiful. The new part looks like the old part, they did a great job.
Okay.
So we can library.
My sister's on the board, she should know that.
Yes.
Get her done. And the town, then maybe the town would have places.
So we'll put the library,
Yes.
anything else?
Future agenda items? Oh. Yeah, when we were talking about this, studying the municipal center, shouldn't we be talking about the group that's supposed to be doing a study for us and where they are, and what are they doing, and, we're paying them so much money, well, what's going on there?
I don't know how much money's gonna be left in the municipal center fund, cause I noticed you guys transferred $260-some thousand out of that fund.
Reallocated.
Reallocated. But yeah, we can put something like that on.
Yeah, yeah, we can do that.
Creative accounting. And then further exploration of parliamentary procedure, I think that was really kind of interesting to see that tonight. We can get Mr. Fred Burns from, Whitehall to come down and do some training for us too, at no charge. He's an attorney, he does it for the State Bar Association, he does it for Badger Boys State. And so if we're interested in that type of thing, he said he would come down, we could arrange that. The other thing is what, can we revisit this Wurz Gala property situation? The pros and cons of what we can do and what we can't do, so that we can straighten this out. And possibility of revisiting our sand mine ordinances, to look at that to make sure it's up to snuff. But like we say, it is. So, those are some ideas.
Okay. Ms. Colston?
No, I don't.
Mr. Conrad? You already said? Mr. Sensala?
I'm good.
Mr. Feltus?
Well, we have to redo the ordinance, I don't remember what it is, but make sure that the handicap parking by the city hall needs to get added to it.
Ordinance 104.
Oh, yeah. Place with a blue rocker chair in.
Otherwise, the cops can't issue a ticket.
Well, I drove by the other day and there was a county squad parked over on the bank side in the yellow. For over an hour he was there.
Yeah.
Would that be a sign there or something? or
The
Bring it
curb's
up there.
painted
Bring that
yellow,
up
pretty
there.
self-explanatory.
Lot of fun.
what? We'll put it in ours. Oh, okay.
I would really like to try to get to 2 meetings a month. I know it's gonna be difficult, and I'm gonna try keeping them under like that 2.5, 3 hours max window. And obviously, the most important stuff will be placed at the top of the agendas, and if it's least important, it can be held to the next meeting. That's what's gonna be done, because after 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours, I don't think it's wise.
I like the way you're doing this. This is
And
nice.
If there's any changes, Bill developed this, right?
Yeah,
I like it.
I like it.
yeah, there's, well, I'll let you talk about the agenda setting, but, regarding future meetings, spoke with Nan from the, Nan Biscoff from the Army Corps of Engineers, and she's willing to come down to talk to the council during our workshop, 4:30 to 5:30, sometime next week, talking about special meetings. But she's willing to brief the city council on it. I know that the funds were reallocated to pay for the feasibility study, which is the first phase of it, but Angela and I spoke about it, and we're uncomfortable moving forward and signing that unless the city council has a full grasp of the project. So I need a date.
This would be for the project from Oak Street to Elm Street, correct?
Correct, along Turner Creek, down Temple River, correct,
It'll go all the way?
All the way
all the way
Okay.
down.
across the tracks.
Because it's a rather large expense up front, and then even a more expense, and we have to make sure we're completely dedicated to it and have the funds to pay for it.
Well, it's broken up into a couple of different sections, but we can talk about that at next week's meeting. Like I said, I need a date, so I can let her know ahead of time.
That's like 60/40, yeah.
Is that a 60/40 grant?
The
Feasibility.
feasibility study is
study
50/50, the construction is 35/75, 35/65,
We pay 35?
correct.
We have to for it.
We just have to make sure we're all on the same page
Yeah, I know, but
when other stuff, projects need to be done, so what works for everybody next week? I think she said any day but Friday.
Any day but Monday.
that's firewood and Zola shot, so that don't work.
This is a late afternoon type of thing.
Yes, it'd
It's
be like,
4:30 to 5.
she would make it like within an hour.
She's coming from the Twin Cities, so
We better check with Bob and see if he can make it.
you guys wanna shoot out some days, and then I can check with Bob.
Tuesday afternoon?
Not the evening, Tuesday afternoon.
How, you gotta do early, well, somebody's gotta do it, so. Oh, be done at
Hey,
5:30.
hey, don't forget about those that are still working.
Yeah.
You like that social security check, don't you? That's where that comes from.
Yeah, but I paid for mine.
They use that many years ago.
Yeah.
Somebody else got yours.
Now you're supporting me, that's good.
What time would you need to be done on Tuesday?
On Tuesday, just like I got time for scouts at 6:30.
What?
Well, we'll be done by
We'll be
6:30.
done at 6:30.
Yeah. I still like to help out with those guys, so.
So
I think you're at 3.
5?
4:30,
4:30 Tuesday?
What time?
right? 4:30.
4:30 Tuesday?
4 o'clock?
I can add, yeah.
Well, up to you guys.
Well, there's,
I work till 3:30, so.
If I know ahead of time, I mean, I just can go in earlier, that's,
Tell me.
Would Wednesday be an alternative date that might work for you guys?
yes,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wednesday at 4.
Wednesday at 4.
Wednesday at 4? Yeah, just, I got 5:30 guitar lessons I gotta give, so. I'm not retired. Hey, wait till you retire, yeah.
It's like my mom said when she retired, she said, let me think I retired, I don't know how I got all this shit done, and I was still working.
Initial would be Tuesday,
Okay.
backup would be Wednesday.
So we're doing it when?
Tuesday at
Tuesday at 4?
We'll confirm that with you after Bill confirms with me.
Yeah. I'll check with Bob too and make sure that it works for him. And then-
and third Mondays work good for everybody.
Thursday would be better,
Is there anything else? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I don't move.
Motion by Mr. Feltus.
By everyone.
Yeah. Tie or what? Flip a coin?
Could be a second.
I could be the second.
Yeah.
Seconded by Mr. Fetch. Clerk will call the roll.
Conrad.
Yes.
Holsted.
Yes.
We the guy voting against
Yes,
getting paid.
Holsted.
I remember that.
Colston.
I said,
Oh, okay, sorry.
yeah.
Fetch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gonzalez.
Should I have said no?
Thank you very much.
What?
Was there?